Oh, what's good, fam? TC here. Another video on a topic that is hot in the news today, but it's hot in the news all the time in this country. And the topic I want to talk about is gun violence. But what I'm really going to talk about, what I'm really going to do, actually, is I'm just going to go over um, a list that I made probably maybe 10 videos ago. But in light of what happened over the weekend in Texas, this this bears repeating. Now, hypothetically speaking, okay, I'm President TC. Yes, me. All right. Um, and I'm trying to curb gun violence in this country. Okay. So, what I'm proposing is a list of regulations. Yes, regulations. Because I lean to the left, way to the left, on this gun issue. So I'm going to propose a list of regulations um, that I think would help with the gun problem that we have in this country, and it don't involve anything to do with the Second Amendment. I mean, people they got that all Second Amendment thing all fucked up anyway. But I'm tired of getting in that goddamn argument, so I ain't even gonna mess with that. But here's what I will do. What I will do is I'll make it a lot harder, and I mean a lot harder, for somebody to own a firearm in this country. And I mean everybody, from the military on down. All right? All right, so the list is kind of long, so I'm going to get right to it. First, I'm going to institute a big new tax on gun purchases. Big tax. I'm talking 30-40%. And that 30-40%, that money could be used to help fund schools and support social programs and things of that nature. Second, the ammunition. The ammunition for a gun, any gun, from a Saturday night special all the way up to goddamn 50 caliber rounds, is going to go up 150, 200%, maybe even more. And so that anytime you fire a goddamn weapon, it's really expensive to you. All right. Third, I'm going to institute a buyback program, but it's going to be very generous. It's going to be a buyback program that will pay somebody 200-300% more than what the gun is actually worth. The object here is to get rid of excess guns and get them out of the hands of these crazy ass people. Four, we're going to have extensive background checks. And I'm talking about a background check that's really comprehensive. I mean, it's going all the way back. I mean, if you so much as cussed your girlfriend out in the fourth grade, if you so much as cussed your girlfriend out in the 10th grade, then you are ineligible to own a firearm, because you will be deemed mentally unstable, and you can't buy a firearm. That's how extensive my background check is going to go. Then you're going to have number 5, extensive mental examinations and screenings, and those are just as deep as the background check. If you got motherfucking delusions and you just a little bit crazy, then you can't own a fucking firearm. I mean, we're gonna be digging all into your shit. You know what I mean? If you went to detention too many times in high school or elementary school, then you can't own a fucking firearm. 6, you're gonna have an expensive, and I mean expensive, yearly registration for every one of your goddamn guns. Excuse me. Starting at about $250 a year per gun. And I say starting at it because that's your smallest weapon. It's $250. So the little play gun that you give your wife to keep in her purse, she got to register that bitch at $250 a year. And that's just the registration. All the way up to the more expensive guns, and the registration on those will be in proportion to how big and how powerful the weapon is. 7, there's going to be, yes, I'm going to limit ammo purchases. You can't buy but so many motherfucking rounds of ammunition. What a motherfucker need with 6,000-7,000 rounds of ammunition in his house? You can't have that. No, that's not gonna happen. And like I said, the shit gonna be so expensive until you ain't gonna be able to buy that much ammo anyway, unless you a fucking billionaire. 8. We're gonna shrink the size of the military because we got to kill this motherfucking militaristic culture in this country. Uh, we got so much wrong with our infrastructure and so much rebuilding and construction and renewable energy projects that need to be taken on in this country until we could easily employ all of those soldiers that we bring home from all of these 900 military bases that we got all over the world. I mean, we don't need them; they just there so we can, maintain our empire. So we're gonna shrink the military by half. Number 10, we're gonna ban gun store advertising and gun show advertising. They don't need no motherfucking advertisement. People find out through word of mouth. Just like, we don't advertise cigarettes, we're not going to advertise because they kill so many people. We're not going to advertise guns because they kill so many people. Gun shows and shit. And places where they buy weapons. We're not advertising that. That's going to be banned. Number 10, harsher laws for guns committed for crimes committed while using firearms. Minimum 10-year sentence, man. Minimum 10 years. I don't give a goddamn. And they go up from there. You rob somebody using a fucking gun, and I mean a little small pistol, then it's a minimum of 10 years. I don't give a fuck. And if you fire that weapon, it's another 5 years for every goddamn round you fire. So boom, 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 15 years. That's how that goes. 11, restrictions on hunting or end the practice altogether. I mean, this is 2000 and damn near 20. We still got to go hunting? I mean, really? And motherfuckers want to use AK-47s and shit and says for hunting? Nah. We either gonna restrict it. It's gonna get seriously expensive, and each animal that you kill, you're gonna pay a tax on, and I mean a big tax. And it's either that or we're gonna ban hunting altogether. You can still go fishing, but that's going to get more expensive too because we're doing a little bit too much of that. But that's the stuff of another video. But yeah, we're going to ban assault weapons, AK-47s, AR-15s, M16s. Motherfucking regular folk don't need that shit. That's just going to be banned. Guns that are taken by law enforcement, you don't get them back. Once we take your gun, we destroy that gun. Period. Full stop. We might have a little loophole in there where you can buy it back, but it's going to have so many surcharges on it until we're going to try our best to make it not worth. In other words, your $250 gun get confiscated because you was drunk driving. It's going to cost you $1,500 to get that gun back. You can get it back, $1,500, and that's got to be paid before we release the weapon back to you. Oh yeah, and then all of the registration that we held it, all in registrations while the gun is still registered in your name, you still liable for those registrations or fees. We're going to go ahead and legalize drugs. Yeah, we're going to legalize drugs because a lot of the crime that's committed is committed by so-called drug dealers because they fighting over little turf wars and shit, just like Prohibition back in the 30s, I guess it was, when the gangsters in Chicago was fighting over territory. They were blowing each other away. That's what's happening now. So we're going to go ahead and legalize drugs just like they legalized alcohol. And we can go ahead, and put the taxes on it and the restrictions on it and the age limits on it and all of that, just like we do alcohol. Now, here's number 13. Number 13. Yeah, you may keep the guns that you already have. You can keep the guns you already have, but you got to register each one of them, and you got to insure each one of them. And the insurance and the registration, like I said earlier, starts at $250 a month, and the insurance is easily as expensive as your car insurance, probably more. And then you're going to be required to carry liability insurance on your gun. That's your 15. You're going to have to carry that liability insurance. Just in case your gun happen to go off and kill accidentally and kill somebody or injure somebody, you liable for that shit. You're gonna have to carry insurance. So those are my new ideas and regulations for new gun laws. Now I know a lot of motherfuckers gonna be throwing thumbs down and you crazy and this and that. I really don't give a fuck. But that's the kind of shit that we need in this country if we're gonna really do anything about the gun problem in this country and these crazy motherfuckers shooting up schools and churches and shit and in what is really domestic terrorism, white domestic terrorism that people want to talk about. See, because if you're a white boy, and I don't give a fuck how much Nazi right wing paraphernalia you got on your outfit, or how much of a manifesto you write, or how much you align yourself with some of these neo-Nazi parties and shit, you still can't be called a terrorist. Well, whether they call you a terrorist or not, that's what the fuck you are. So in order for us to really get serious about our gun problem and our domestic terrorism problem, these are the kinds of rules and regulations we're going to have. Now, this shit, keep in mind, this is just me talking. This stuff ain't never going to happen. But if we're being honest, and if we really want to do something about guns, and we really want to do something about the lives that are taken, the hundreds and hundreds and thousands of lives that are taken every year in this country by guns and gun violence and people with guns, then this is what you have to fucking do. Right? This is what you have to do. Right? So hit me up with that comment, subscribe, like or don't like, I don't really give a fuck. TC, and I'm out. Oh, before I go, this piece I worked on over the weekend, I'm gonna do an oil painting of the same piece. This is the charcoal one. They're for sale at tcawards.com. Go and check it out. You might see something you like. If you do, hit me up at ctaylor077 at AOL.com, and I'll arrange to have a portrait done for you, or I'll do a portrait for you. All right. That's it for now, y'all. TC, and I'm out.